My fiance has been having an affair with my BFF of over 2 decades. I found out because I forgot my laptop. That's it. That's the whole reason my life fell apart today. A forgotten laptop. I drove back home 20 minutes after leaving for a work trip. I had a 3-hour drive ahead of me, a presentation to give the next morning, and a head full of to-do lists. I was already mentally gone. And then I hit the end of my street and realized the laptop wasn't in the back seat. Turned around. No big deal. Quick stop. In and out. I went in through the back door because my hands were full. Coffee, keys, work bag. The front door lock sticks sometimes and I didn't feel like fighting it. And there they were. In my kitchen. The kitchen I spent 4 months designing. The kitchen I paid for. Standing close in a way that made everything immediately clear before my brain had even finished loading what I was seeing. She didn't run. She didn't cry. She just stood there looking at me with this expression I didn't recognize. And I've known this woman my entire life. I have home videos of us as toddlers. Our moms used to carpool together. We survived middle school, high school, 2 long-distance phases, and her parents divorced together. I was the first person she called when she got her dream job. She was the first person I called when he proposed. She helped me plan this wedding, not in a casual way, in a hands-on spreadsheet open venue tours on weekends way. She sat next to me on my couch while I drafted my vows and told me what to cut and what to keep. She cried when I read the part about growing old together. I thought it was because she loved me. I thought it was because she was happy for me. Now I'm sitting here wondering what she was actually thinking in that moment, and I genuinely feel sick. I cannot process that right now. And him. We've been together 4 years, engaged for 8 months. The wedding is in 6 weeks. 6 weeks. I have a dress. We have a venue deposit. We have a catered rehearsal dinner that I put on a credit card I'm still paying off. He told me he loved me this morning. Kissed me before I loaded the car. Said he'd miss me. Said he hated when I traveled for work. I remember standing in the driveway thinking about how some people spend their whole lives looking for what I had right here. That was 4 hours ago. I've been paying his student loans for 2 years. He came to me one night just completely broken about the debt, how it was affecting his sleep, his focus, his mental health. He cried. I held him, and I told him not to worry about it anymore. I picked up extra shifts at work. I restructured my own budget and stopped doing things I enjoyed to make the numbers work. I never brought it up again because I didn't want him to feel ashamed. I wanted him to feel supported, taken care of, safe. And the whole time, this was happening. I don't know how long it's been going on. I'm afraid to find out. Part of me wants a number because at least then I'd have something concrete to hold on to. Part of me knows that whatever the number is, it's going to break something in me that doesn't come back. When I walked in and froze, coffee still in my hand, bag still on my shoulder, completely unable to make a single sound, he looked at her, not at me, at her. It lasted maybe 2 seconds, maybe less, but I will never forget it as long as I live. He looked at her the way you look at someone when you need to know what to do next, like she was the one he turned to, like I was a stranger who had wandered into a kitchen that happened to have my name on the mortgage. I put the coffee down on the counter. I don't know why I did that. Force of habit maybe. Muscle memory. I turned around and walked out the same back door I came in. I've been sitting in a parking lot 8 minutes from my house for almost 2 hours now. I canceled the work trip. I don't remember what I said on the phone. I couldn't tell you if I was coherent or not. My phone has been ringing since I left. Both of them. Over and over. I turned the volume off, but I can still see the screen lighting up every few minutes, and I cannot bring myself to pick up. I don't know what I'm supposed to say. I don't know what they're going to say. I don't know which version of this conversation is worse. Him begging or him not. I keep running through the last few months looking for the signs I missed. The times he seemed distracted. The nights she canceled last minute with vague excuses. The weird tension I noticed at my own engagement dinner that I talked myself out of. I told myself I was being paranoid. I told myself I had baggage from old relationships, and I needed to stop letting it poison something good. I wasn't paranoid. I just loved them both too much to see clearly. I don't know what I'm going home to. I don't know if he's still there. I don't know what my life looks like now. I just know that 4 hours ago I was in that driveway thinking I was the lucky one. I just needed to get this out before I could figure out how to move. Boyfriend said he wanted a break in our relationship to focus on his career. I broke up with him, and I know how that sounds. I know people are going to read that and think I overreacted, that I should have been more patient, more understanding, more flexible. Trust me, I gave him all 3 for months before it came to this. We met at a mutual friend's birthday 2 years ago. He was funny, driven, the kind of person who had a plan for everything. I liked that about him. I liked that he knew where he was going. We got serious fast. By month 4, we were already talking about the future, where we'd live, what we wanted. It felt real. It felt like something worth protecting. Then he got into a competitive training program across the country. One of those opportunities you don't turn down. Hard to get into and harder to survive once you're in. I was proud of him when he told me. Genuinely happy. I told him that night we would figure it out, that distance wasn't going to end us. I believed it when I said it. The first few weeks weren't bad. We called every night. We texted throughout the day. It felt like we were managing it, but then the program got more intense and the calls got shorter, then less frequent. Then he started canceling them. He'd text me late at night, exhausted, saying he'd fallen asleep or lost track of time. I told myself that was normal, that this was temporary, that I just needed to hold on a little longer. So I adjusted. I stopped expecting calls at a set time. I stopped making plans on weekends because weekends were our call window. I started eating dinner alone most nights without mentioning it. I organized my schedule around whatever time he had left over after training, after studying, after everything else. And I did it without complaining because I told myself that's what love looks like when things get hard. 4 months of that. 4 months of being the one who waited, the one who adapted, the one who said everything was fine even on the nights it really wasn't. I was there the night he found out he failed an exam. He actually called me, which almost surprised me at that point. He sounded wrecked. I stayed on the phone with him for 2 hours. I told him he could push through, that one test didn't define him, that he was going to be okay. I believed every word I said. I just didn't know that conversation was one of the last real ones we were going to have. About a week later, on a Tuesday morning, I woke up to a text. No call, just a text. He said he needed to take a break from us so he could focus on finishing the program. He said the relationship was affecting his performance and he needed to clear his head. He laid it out calmly, cleanly, like he had drafted it multiple times before hitting send. And then at the very end, almost like a footnote, he asked if I'd want to revisit things once the program wrapped up. 2.5 months from now. 2.5 months. I put my phone down. I read it again. I kept waiting for the part where he said he was sorry, where he said this was tearing him apart, where he said he was scared I wouldn't be there when it was over. I scrolled looking for the part where I could tell it was